Fine. I hope you can only see my screen, right? Because I'm also maintaining uh, the Zoom. So I hope that is not visible, right? Where in between I'm allowing people.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible or it's not visible?
No, it's not visible.
Okay, fine, fine. I like to keep it this way only. Okay. So again, good evening. Hi, Ish. Um, I see few familiar faces. So thank you very much, everyone, again for joining in for this Ask Me Anything session, where I'll try to answer all your queries related to your career growth, future, or in general anything you have related to these few topics. Also, like it may not be like always thinking about next job or always a switch, but in general, maybe you're working and you're stuck, and you may not like too deep technical questions, but in general, what could be the roadmap? Let's say you're stuck with some situation at workplace. I'll definitely try to answer each one of them based on my experience. Okay. So I do have folks here who has already joined, and I have few questions on the Slido. So I would like to start off with your question. And again, these are the session is getting recorded, and if you guys want, I can put them on YouTube. I don't know what would be the level of question, but few of the questions that I've seen on Slido are very much generic, which will be very helpful for other people also. So with that, I would like to start off with uh, questions from the members who have joined the session. Then I'll go to the Slido, and we have an hour to cover all of this. So let's start now. Anyone who wants to go first? If you are saying something, you all are muted. You can unmute and ask your questions. No questions? Then I would like to go back to the Slido. I don't know who had asked these questions, but let me share my screen and start from there. Anything. Now I believe you are able to see only the Slido questions, right? Start from the bottom. Mm. So the first question is, please explain about how to prepare for SailPoint IQ engineer exam, and is it worth doing certification because it costs up to 400 USD and provide resources. This is like, okay, fine. I'll try my best to answer this. First of all, any certification is worth, provided you do that at the right time. Recently, I was having a conversation with, or I was doing a counseling with one of the community member, and I had said the same thing, that if you go to an interview is all about you trying to prove your skill in that 30 minutes or 1 hour of call, right? Whether you have certification, you do not have certification, most of the time we kind of get a vibe from the like about the candidate, that the candidate is certified. That means they should be able to know the basics, right? But that does not stop us as an interviewer from asking those basic questions, right? But the expectation increases. So eventually it all boils down to you having the knowledge. If you have knowledge and a certification, definitely certifications will help you. First of all, definitely highlight your profile. And also there are a lot of client interviews when you work in a consulting firm or a system integrator companies, right? Like Accenture, Wipro, uh, IBM, Simeo, where they look for certifications so that your client rounds are easily processed. So these are the two areas where you need a certification. Okay, certification is helpful. Now, it is definitely worth, provided you um, either go ahead with an organization where they already are working in a project, and through that, best way is to use their partner portal or partnership with the product company, and then complete the certification. Over there, you get easily reimbursed for all of this. If you have no job currently in Savient, let's say you're working in SailPoint, let's say you're working in Savient. Now, in that case, I would not prefer that you do a certification, have no knowledge, and then start looking out for a job. Certification is never going to guarantee you a job. That is the first thing that we should keep in mind, right? Yes, there were cloud certification and so on and so forth that used to help here, because even if you have a certification, as I said, you go, you start with the interview process. All that matter is your knowledge. Simple. Okay. Now, yes, there are multiple resources. As I said, there are trainings on the partner portal, and SailPoint has really good documentation on how to clear them as well. Um when choosing between anyone has any follow-up question on this one, on the members who are already here? I can
Hey
take a follow-up
Ravi,
question. Yeah. Hello.
it is not a follow-up question. I
Mm.
just actually came back to my laptop. I have a question.
Yes, please.
So, as you know, I joined CyberArk, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what trend I see inside being CyberArk is that their customers are moving to cloud,
Mm-hmm.
right? And even CyberArk offers P cloud, right?
Yeah.
So now I want to understand, like in generic, like why should customer opt for P cloud rather than going for an like Azure has PIM, right? And even GCP has old in its own IAM, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So why not opt for Google or anything like that and opt for P cloud?
Okay. So, um, see, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, right? These are
Hmm.
companies that have everything in general. Okay, they provide services across every platform that you can think of, that you have in the market. But that does not mean that they have mastered each and everything up to a very core level. Okay, what do I mean by master is there are multiple use cases, right, where those
Hmm.
platform have limitations. Okay. Now, whenever an organization decides to buy a tool, definitely there is always situation. One is they will always start by identifying their use cases. That's the basic, right? They come
Yeah.
up with a set of use cases and they do a checkbox. Okay, this is the use case it supports. These are the use cases it does not support. And if they have chosen identity cloud, right? This could be one of the reason where they know that first they are a cloud first organization, that they want to go to cloud, not stick to on-prem. But at the same time, they do look that there are if there are 10, 15 use cases which CyberArk was compared against Azure or any other solution, right? CyberArk would have
Hmm.
stood out. Again, here we are not talking about pricing and anything. It all starts with the use
Hmm.
cases, because see, I mean, imagine you have a certain use case and which is critical. Every use case is critical for business, right? You cannot say that okay, there are three things that CyberArk solves, same three things that Azure solves, but there are two things which CyberArk does not. So let remove the use cases. This never happens, right? They have to solve that use case. So it all
Yeah.
boils down to, and the second thing is one is solving existing use case. Second, there could be future use cases that they're expecting. That let's say a customer is expecting that I may be using a few different non-human identities, some bot account, which is currently not there. And again, I'm just giving an example, and those could be something that does not fall in the roadmap of the customer. Azure may not be able to support that roadmap. These are the
Mm.
reasons
Yeah.
they go and choose CyberArk, right? And
Got it.
third reason could be there are a lot of compliance, right? There could be scenarios where CyberArk is compliant across all the regulations and compliance they have. Maybe a product that is doing everything little bit right, they may not be able to fulfill a lot of compliance reason, because the only thing
Mm.
CyberArk does is to support privilege access
Yeah.
management scenarios. But
Got it.
there are a lot of things other companies would do, and they would be like, no, I mean, we do not have roadmap to solve that problem. If that comes out from a product company, then definitely why will a customer go and choose a product that is not supporting their roadmap, not supporting their use cases? It all starts from there actually. It never goes down to okay, this is the price, let's start there. Organizations, yes, price is one of the factor provided all the use cases are met.
Yep. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll go back to another question here and then go back to the audience question. I see few people have already joined Hi Harish, hi Santa, and hi Sahil. Good
Hey, Ravi.
evening. Hello. So, yeah, just the format. I'm going through the Slido questions one by one, and one Slido question, one audience member question who are already here with us. Okay. So, we'll do this one by one, and till I'm able to complete all of this within an hour. Okay, but if there are a few questions, I'll try to do another session. But let's try to be a little quick, but at the same time, making sure that you get a lot of value out of it. When choosing between a service-based firm and a product-based company, which environment offers better opportunities for IM technology? Now, there are two aspects to this. So let me stop sharing and open a notepad, okay? Just so that we can put things in perspective. I hope you all can see the notepad, right? Hmm. So let's talk about a service company. In a service-based company, first of all, you have multiple clients. Now, do not want to answer what is best because I have worked on both, but talk about the pros and cons, okay? And then I'll let people decide. So the first pro about service-based companies, you get to work with multiple clients with multiple tools, provided you're upskilling also, or else you get stuck with the same client and same tool a lot of the time. Okay. Now here you can upskill, you can get certified, right? You have partners and those kind of thing. And because if you are spending 5 years in a service-based company, right, your profile in general increases a lot. Again, this is subject to you are someone who loves to explore, loves to work with different use cases, helping the organization to serve multiple customers, right? In that case, you get all of this. Now, what are the cons? At the same time, because these companies have a limited budget, so you cannot expect like the best package in the industry, right? So packages are sometimes compromised. Okay, compromise doesn't mean you get very less, but definitely compared to a product company. Okay. Then the cons, right, is sometimes because of this multi-customer engagement, the work is kind of hectic. I see a lot of folks on um, many companies, right? They have to stretch across different time zones, and it really kind of, although they are learning, those kind of things are fine, but at the same time, I've seen them struggling a lot with the workload and all. Okay, so because of which, slightly the work-life balance is something that you have to think about. It's not, and this is not like initially 5 6 years you're putting a lot of effort. When you become, let's say, a senior manager in a big four company, your life is sorted. No, things will get even more, I would say, difficult. And people who are really passionate to put that thing, and they're okay if even if there is a slight change in the work life balance, people have really grown up. And you see different directors, partners, they have spent like 15 20 years just doing consulting, and they are really best at it, right? So definitely at a certain range, if someone has spent, let's say, 15 years in a product or in a captive industry versus SI company, as I said, the package is already higher for someone working in product or captive company compared to SI companies. But nowadays, I'm seeing a trend where it is improving. The packages are improving. Okay. Now, let's go back to product or captive companies, right? Yes, Santa, you're right. They will have opportunities for travel as well. Now, in a product company, the first pros is definitely package. Learning is there, but you're sticking to a same tool, same use, I mean, same scenario for a longer period of time if you decide to be there for, let's say, 5 6 years. Okay. Now, in that, it is up to you to go automate. Like when I've worked in any of the captive company or product companies, right, I've tried to like do a lot of automation, right, to kind of improve, let's say, improve. things in security, improve things in automation. So you can use those things, come up with your initiative. Let's say you saw a company moving from, let's say, one MFA factor to another MFA factor, or they have used a different tool. You go recommend, say, this is how we can improve the security, improve the user experience. So learning, it is up to you. There is nothing like one day you're given this opportunity, other day you'll work alongside something else. Every 6 months new things would come, or every 1 year. That is something that you have to get into it. Yes, there are organizations in the initial phase when you join a company, 2 3 years, you have to expect that it'll be exciting, lot of new things. If they're transitioning, or if they are general BAU, it'll be general BAU. Okay, so that is one thing. But yes, because that is the case, you have good work life balance. Okay. Travel opportunities here are also equivalent, but that, I mean, you also get, but then that is subject to a lot of conditions. Like no, uh, like in the SI company, there could be a client asking you to go on site and do some implementation for 3 months, 6 months. That may not be here. Okay, so the cons, definitely you are limited to certain skill set unless you are going outside and learning. Now, in this case, in either of the case, my recommendation would be very simple. Do not wait for organization, whether SI product or any company, to come and tell you that you have to upskill. You have to be relevant in the market. It is your responsibility. Simple. For that, every month, as I said, every year, 10% of your CTC should be spent on your upskilling. A lot of the time, even now, I've been saying this from last year, even now I see people hesitant. First thing is, okay, here is the price. I may not be able to spend this much. I know everyone, either at least people who are working, 10% of their CTC, let's say someone has 6 lakh as a CTC, right? 60,000 in whole year is a very less amount. By travel or by, let's say, entertainment, a lot of the modes of entertainment, right? We kind of spend 60,000 easily. What do we get as an outcome? Nothing. But if you're spending that 60,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, 30,000, 40,000, whatever, 10%, right, on yourself, you will see a drastic change. So, in general, it should not be limited to anyone, right? Yes, another is repetitive work, because you get into a BAU mode, it becomes repetitive, right? And eventually you limit it to a certain skill set. Now, here, one way you can grow in a product company is by coming up with innovative ideas. And that is a very good place to be in, right? You have like tons of different ideas where you see multiple opportunities. And once you see those opportunities becoming real in front of you, right, it's crazy. You really start to feel proud about yourself. You really start to feel motivated about yourself, that this was your idea, where it came from just a thought to now as a live product or as a process. So these are the opportunities where you get. But here also you can do that, but already on a service based company, you have multiple things going on with multiple clients. So fulfilling client requirement itself is a good learning process. So I hope this was clear, right? Any follow-up question here, or anyone wants to add anything that I've missed? Santa is actually um,
Uh,
giving really good
maybe
points.
Ravi, maybe I could add
Yeah.
in what way I think to support your points. Investing your maybe I would say in my experience, I invested time maybe for 3 months, 6 months of a time where automatically I elevate my knowledge or skill level of a particular domain space. One, I think that gave a visibility and that gave a recognition and that gave a respect as well.
Hmm.
Um, and the byproduct is maybe increase in income. That is a byproduct.
Yes.
Sometimes we may get, we may not get, but all other remaining ones definitely we get it. Yeah.
Thank you,
Which
Santa.
is I'm one of the I witnessed myself in that space, Ravi. I would say.
Okay. I mean, again, these are some of the things that I'm talking from my own experience, right? I mean, I uh, really talk about someone else doing and then have confidence in that when I'm sharing anything with you. These are all things that I have done and I do regularly. Somewhere or
Mm.
the other, I am constantly involved, either at work or in general, right? I mean, currently I'm learning uh, a different IGA tool, right? And to be honest, no one has asked me to learn anything. There is no requirement in my work. It is simply me trying to understand a different perspective by learning a different tool. And that really helps when you talk, when you want to portray yourself, because there are meetings where there will be collaboration, right? You really come up with asking some intelligent question, and that kind of increases your perspective across the other audience when you start asking good questions. So that's that is one benefit. I mean, just one thing that I would say a benefit of learning, but there are so many out of it. Second important thing of upskilling and learning constantly is you're always ready. Any crisis, anything happens anywhere, market is up, down, and all, you're ready with a lot of skill set automatically. In a year, if I stay in a company, let's say for 3 years, and every year I decide to learn one tool, 1 year, one tool is too much. You can do a PhD in that tool, right? One whole year just learning one tool. In 3 years, you have three tool plus what you have already learned. How many people currently in the market knows SailPoint, um, IIQ, Cloud, Savient, One Entity Manager? Very rare, right? Again, I'm not talking from a support perspective, from a core development and engineering and all of this. Very rare. I hardly I know people who know all of this. But imagine someone at 7, 8 years of experience knowing all of this. Automatically, I'm telling you, they are always job ready. Always, product company will come anywhere. They can pick and choose what they want to do. That is the main benefit here. You'll always be relevant to the market if you're upskilling. That is the power of upskilling. Okay, so I think, I have seen, as per my experience, I have seen folks work in a product based, learn the product, and then work for a few service based company. Yes, and go back to a different product based org for a new IM product experience. Absolutely, this is also a really good perspective. People do that in a product, they learn and they become expert, go serve customers, help the customer to implement those use cases that they've learned from different of their other customers, and then try to learn other tool. Yes. Now I would take one question from the audience that we are here. Anyone has any questions? No question? Then I'll move on. Mm, as per your opinion, I think this is already done. Okay, I'll just go back here. Sorry, is there a question? Is there a vendor neutral certification and what is the best way to development? To go in development related to IAM. I have been working in IAM and support. See, first of all, if you want to, so Vikesh, I just want to understand what do you know currently? Can you give a little bit because you are in the meeting? What tools do you know already?
Uh, um, so Ravi, I have been I worked on cloud earlier, then I have been moved into IAM role like past 3 years. So I
Mm-hmm.
know Okta like implementation I have done,
Mm-hmm.
and SailPoint administration I know like basic
Mm-hmm.
things,
Mm-hmm.
how it works and how things are there. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't code. But I'm seeing in the market like they requiring like good knowledge of kind of
SailPoint development.
coding skill. Yeah,
Yeah.
SailPoint
Mm-hmm.
development or even in Okta, like uh, the customizations and all that requires like good understanding.
Workflows.
So, is there
Yeah.
any thing we should like I should learn about it like that minimizes the if I go on internet, it's like if I start JavaScript, I just get lost where to start and where to end. Is there any thing like to start with? I wanted to go into like learn this development part as well, and like I want to build more career in IM space.
So my like recommendation here is to uh, enroll for a training. Okay. Now, not
Mm-hmm.
just random training. Enroll for a training that teaches you SailPoint And by default, when you do SailPoint, development will already be there. Okay, if not, you have to
Okay.
talk to the training company. I mean, how many hours of development are they going to teach? Okay, because see, first of all, IAM is getting traction, and people are like a lot of people reach out to me who are doing their masters and all of this through the videos. So this is one of the reason why I started, and that is I'm able to get that success. Okay, where people are also moving towards IAM, not just any, not just other cybersecurity domain. This is also now considered,
Mm-hmm.
right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but the sad part is we still do not have resources easily available, right? SailPoint does not
Correct.
have their entire tenant. Even for 5 days also, they will not give you a tenant, right? We
That's
have,
correct.
uh, there are few tenants or license available on Ping. Okta has it there for free, but again, a lot of modules like workflow, there are only 4 or 5 modules of workflow in Okta, right? And OI,
Mm-hmm.
the governance part, the PAM part is not available. Again, this is their organization strategy to, because they also have to bear a lot of licensing cost, right? Infra management and all.
Mm-hmm.
So I respect
Mm-hmm.
that. Now, because product companies are still trying to explore and try to save costs at the same time serve their partners and customers currently. If you are not a partner and a customer, you are facing this difficulty. That is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
What is the option? The current option is enrolling yourself for a training, because there you may have worked in Okta and SailPoint, but I'm pretty much sure you will definitely lack at least 50-60% of the engineering setup in SailPoint even now, right?
Correct.
So
Mm-hmm.
training, what training will give you is training will give you a holistic understanding of the entire tool first,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which you need currently. Because going
Okay.
to development without the knowledge of tool is, I mean, it's basically opening up VS Code and doing something without knowing Java. What is the point?
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to copy
Mm-hmm.
code, but you'll not understand the logic, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you are a IAM developer. Your aspiration is to become an IAM developer, not a developer.
Mm-hmm.
Developer, you'll be
Mm-hmm.
given anything, you'll understand the logic and you'll start coding. But here you need to understand
Mm-hmm.
that why you're coding, why you need that connector, how it is connected to
Mm-hmm.
the existing system. So for that, knowledge of IAM, knowledge of the product is the first thing. After that, 30%, 20% is development. And overall, that is
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that you would need throughout. You'll not be just sitting
Okay.
and coding throughout, right? As I am
Okay.
a SailPoint developer also. You'll have to do engineering,
Okay.
configuration, setup, check the issues on JML process, create workflows. A lot of things are there as an engineering part. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just go through, ping me. I'll talk to you in person also. Okay. But
Sure.
simply
Sure.
going
Thank you.
through a company which provides you proper training is the first thing that you should do. And I'm telling you, after that,
Okay.
automatically you'll uh, start getting perspective. And between Okta and SailPoint, please go with SailPoint, because we really need good
Okay.
developers in SailPoint as of now. Even now, I think in our community also few people had posted SailPoint developer requirement in their own company. I have 7-8 requirements of SailPoint developer, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone who is giving me the profile are all support, which I send
Okay.
and they get rejected. So
Mm-hmm.
even if you spend 3-4 months, right? I'm telling you, next 4 5
Mm-hmm.
months, 6 months, you'll start seeing um, opportunities in development.
Okay. Thank
May,
you.
Okay?
maybe Ravi, just
Yeah.
to put a question. Assume
Yes.
that now I want to fully I want to move towards on IAM space. Now you are saying the sale point is one of the developer role, which is promising. Even if I start today, maybe in 4 to 5 months, I
Hmm.
can upskill my knowledge and then I can be ready. Can I say that way?
6 months,
Yeah,
I
six
would say.
months. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in that also,
Mm.
4 months, 3 months could be training with a certain gap, because it's not like joining a company and they finishing the course for the sake of finishing it, right?
Ah.
At least there
Okay.
should be.
Mm-hmm.
So I divide the course into different segments. First, you need to know about the basics of IAM, which I know a lot of people are still confused. Okay, so
Mm.
starting with the
Mm-hmm.
IAM basics, at least 2-3 weeks. Then moving towards learning the product, right? By breaking it
Got it.
down. After you know the product, the first thing, and people a lot of the time they will be like, okay, I'm done with the 2 weeks sale point. I'll start giving interview. But they do not realize the moment they go to the interviewer, if I'm interviewing anyone, I'll not say, okay, how do you create an application or how do you create a rule? I'll simply say, I have this what, why, how logic. I'll start with a use case. Why is your
Mm.
organization implementing SailPoint? Can you tell me a scenario where you created a JML rule and it worked or it did not work? So that's where the why, what, how rule works. The first thing is why. Was it compliance driven, security driven, or experience driven? Right? That is the why. You have to talk about the general. How did you got the request? Why?
Mm.
What problem you are trying to solve? And then what did you do to solve that problem? Right? You
Ah.
maybe upgraded. Then you talk deep. How? You start. What I've seen with a lot of the engineers, they'll simply go to the how. And when you ask them, try to probe them, they are clueless because they have never seen the other part, right? Where the requirement came from, what. So one thing is, a lot of people say that I did it this way, and my simple question is why? If you were asked to upgrade, why did you upgrade? Why upgrade was only the option there? Could there be
Mm.
some other options? See, I mean,
Mhm.
I work as an architect, so I can look and think from that lenses. That is the lens that I'm trying to put here to the people, because this is what is expected now from people moving from this consultant level to senior consultant level. Simply knowing the tool and going and solving is not going to get you hired in companies that are looking for SMEs, in companies that are looking for senior folks who can drive individual contributors, where the package and all of these are also high. And this is currently the biggest thing that I see people lack. They have no clue why they did that upgrade, why they have created that JML workflow process, why they have done. They know what they did. They will tell you all the clicks that you have to do in order to complete that. But you ask them why you did that, clueless, right? So use this what, how, why principle for everything that you're studying. So going back, now what I was asking here, use case. So when you know the product, use that product knowledge and spend time doing the use cases through the training company, right? Then you go back to troubleshooting, because if there are use cases, you cannot mug up the use cases. There will be troubleshooting issues, queries, and in the end, you do your interview prep, certification prep, those, the whole thing, right? This is what I call as an actual training. The 2 weeks training, 3 weeks training, you just know the product, one use case, five interview question. This was a reality in 2020, 19, 2021, around that. Now, no company, I'm telling you, I mean, I usually talk to about 20 people in a month where everyone has a same template resume, same template thing that they know, but the requirements have completely changed now. If we want to be, every one of us, right? If we want to be job ready, relevant in the market, at least next year, not this year, we have to start getting trained, whether you're working in a company which has all the facilities. Don't just go for certification, don't just simply go on learning the product. With the product, add these use cases also, because inside the organization you're solving use cases, you're not being asked to just create an application. You talk to stakeholder, so you should know stakeholder management. And stakeholder management is talking and understanding about customer problem. If you have no idea about what use cases SailPoint or Ping or Okta is solving, how would you go and talk to them? And few of the question is, they will ask you, okay, Ravi, based on your experience, have you seen these type of common problems or errors? And you're like, I have just made 5 clicks and solved it, but I've never seen anything. That is not an ideal situation, right? So you'll always be stuck in that support role. I see a lot of people, even at the experience of 10 years, not being able to move up the ladder because of this common thing, the mindset shift and the knowledge that they lack that knowledge. Fine. Any follow-up question here?
So Ravi, like
Yeah.
the sell point, I heard like there is one new version which is completely like Okta. So that
The
is
cloud.
they are promoting now, or I think some IDN or something.
IDN, yeah, SailPoint IDN and
Yeah.
IAQ.
So
IAQ is
so
the on-prem, IDN is the
I
cloud
IQ
version.
I have worked, but it's a pain kind of thing like for people who have been in admin background, not
Mhm.
much developer friendly. Like when it throws Java errors, like we get lost. So that's your point is completely valid. Like we know the things, but when it throws Java error, that
Mhm.
then it just completely blew our mind. So that's the problem with the sell point. Is that in IDN as well? There is scope of development.
IDN is cloud, right? You will have
Okay.
very less development. See,
Okay.
one thing I'll tell you. The reason why organizations are moving towards cloud is because with an on-prem product where they need a lot of customization and development and so on and so forth, a lot of manpower is required, resources, right? Now, as an organization, if I have an organization, I would first of all not want to manage the infra, right? So I'll choose
Mm,
cloud. So my entire team that was managing, doing patching, servers, server management, vulnerability fixes, all of this, that whole team is gone, right?
mm,
7, 8 people managing. Now after that, um these development work that I was doing, now if I just have to do plug and play, developers also gone, right? So now
mm,
that is the future, I would say, because your entire infra management is gone. That means you'll be able to run the entire IM team with less audience, less engineers or less developers. That is the goal. That does not mean that entire development will be gone, infra management will be gone, because you still have a lot of the dependency uh, on the back end. So that is even now, I see people are still stuck with app integration knowledge, I mean, onboarding and all of this. I want everyone to move up in the mindset. Don't just stick to that general onboarding thing. Freshers will come and take over all the onboarding if a company needs them, right? If you have already spent 3 years, you should be able to, first of all, by the time you are 3 year, you should really have good hold on at least one product. Okay, you should know development also, development in general, right? I mean, whether you're working in ping, you should be able to know how to customize an adapter, at least one to adapter, right? That is
mm.
the need of the hour. Or else people who want to be in that zone where they're okay, I think this company will only need support from me, they are there, right? Other people who are coming like the fresher batch, right, after 1 or 2 year, they will learn and they'll overcome them. These people will be stuck in that same zone, right? And one fine day, if the company, let's say, they are using an on-prem product, they try to move to cloud, everyone who had that basic skill of infra management, all jobs gone. Okay, that is one of the thing. So coming back, IDN will have development but not too much. IIQ has it, so ensure that you are really good with IIQ, because today if someone would come and tell me that they don't know about IIQ but they are very good in IDN, I would not believe them too much, because IDN means just the front end screen and knowing all the console does not make them a good SailPoint developer. If you have done all your troubleshooting, and when you say the errors are clueless and all, that is what you solve, right? If you are not willing, or anyone is not willing to solve the problem that is there in front of them, what else do you mean by upskilling yourself? There is a problem, you solve them, you become experienced in solving that problem. That is one way you upskill, right? Another problem would come into you, you solve them, that is how you upskill. One way. One is you read, just go through the training and understand. But after that, it's basically sitting in front of the TV, opening a YouTube tutorial about playing football, basketball, cricket. Do you think you'll become the best player in the world by going through YouTube tutorials of football or cricket? Yes, no. That is the current situation. If yes, upskilling is fine. You may go to YouTube and understand about how what are the techniques and all, but the next day you have to go and practice. Same here also. If you have learned, very good, but at least practice. That is one way you will be able to kind of improve your skill. So, okay, does that answer, Vikesh?
Yes, thank you.
Right? Okay. So now we have 15 minutes. I can skip still another 5, 10 minutes. So definitely we do have questions here. A lot of questions are there. But anyone has any questions, I'll answer the community. I mean, the questions from the member itself first. Anyone? Any questions?
Ravi, one query. I
Yeah.
mean, it is mostly about the freshers or who are new to IAM.
Mm-hmm.
Like IAM has so many variations, like maybe
Mm-hmm.
for identity management or access management or PAM.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the basic things, irrespective where they go, they must know,
So
apart from.
I think the first video, right, on YouTube that you see on the Why Not IM, I can share that link. That's, I think the first three, four video is the exactly the same thing that I've covered there, like what they should know. Because over there I have discussed about non-human, how you get things on the cloud, what is how SSO works, how IGA works, what are the different things in provisioning. All of that I believe I have covered it there. So, but in general, to answer your question, anyone entering the fresher trying to go to any domain, the first is the basic layer, right? Let me just see if I can screen share and I can show you a few things. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So first is getting into, if you think this is IAM overall, right? So then you have, you all know that there are three domains. Okay. Again, we have directory and stuff, but I'll not mention that for now. We have access management and then you have PAM. Okay. So at least basics of all of this. What are the core components of IGA? The first thing IGA does is JML, joiner mover lever. Okay. Then RBAC is how you assign roles. Then you have segregation of duties. Then you have provisioning, deprovisioning. These are their um, models, entitlements. How do you manage them? And most important, which a lot of people don't know, compliance. Why do you use an IGA tool? Yes, you are improving security, all of that is fine. But primarily, an organization will start there because first to mitigate the compliance. Okay, SOX, GDPR, whichever compliance that they have. So if someone knows about all of this, and there are components inside each of them as well. So by default, you will get to learn a lot of things there, right? Now, going back to the access management, SSO, federation, protocols, SAML, OAuth, OpenID, WSFed, all of this, types of MFA, how they mature, okay, and little bit knowledge about directory integrations also, okay. And here they should also know about one thing I'll just add here is user lifecycle management. So what I mean by that is, let's say there is an organization. Where does the user journey starts? Mostly from Workday, right? From there, it boils down to any IGA tool. Okay. Now, what happens on the IGA tool? How the data is gone and is going to access management or any of the directory. What is the source of truth in that organization, right? You have data, you have users in this system, you have accounts here also, right? And then you have Workday somewhere, let's say a user HRMS, and sometimes you'll have AD also. Okay, so this is the Workday. You have users here also. You have users here also. You have users here also. You have users here also, and same users here also. So how all of these are linked together? Who's sending data where, right? So if there are, let's say, 1,000, 10,000 users, so all 10,000 are sitting here or here or here or here, or do you have maybe 500 here? What are those 500? Right here, who are getting managed? Here, who are getting managed? Okay, how, who's managing the entire life cycle? If this is managing the entire life cycle, what is this doing? So here comes your authentication, authorization. Okay, again SSO, those kind of things are there. And why are we using this? We should know that if this is primarily from a compliance perspective, access management provides you more user experience and security, identity security that we talk about, right? The first, um, I mean, say the forefront where which interacts with the entire User is the authentication system from Access. Your login pages, all of that is through this when you try to do single sign-on. Then further, if you want to protect your privilege account, okay, here you have this. Then if you are trying to protect the privilege account, what do you protect? How do you protect? Right? So here you have sessions, you are monitoring the session, you are doing vaulting. Okay. A lot of things are here already on the PAM side. So if anyone knows this much, and I want everyone should know, not fresher also, just in general, even if you're working in Access, you should know what is happening here. Because tomorrow there is a request, an error that they would say, okay, this user is trying to onboard an application and they're getting some error. Okay. Let's say you try to log in and user is here. Sorry, I'm just going a little bit off the track. So let's say this is user. This is they're trying to log in. They put the username and password. Okay. And here they are getting error or access denied. Now, yes, this user does not have access. That is one thing. And because authentication is successful here, all the data that you want has been passed here. Okay. But we should also tell them now the application team would say, now what should I do? Then you can ask them that, see, how are you giving access to your account? They'll say, we have some groups. Then you can tell, okay, then you can check with the IJ team. Maybe they are the one who's managing the groups. So you can use the IGA portal, request for the group, and then there are approval process. Okay, sometime they'll start with logging in with some NP account or some non-human account. Same error. Then you say, okay, you may not know the password. So for that to log in to this application through an NP account, you need the CyberArk to help you there because all your account passwords are vaulted here. That way you will be able to tell the team, right? Instead of saying, sorry, I don't know, and they again go in loop. And then after, I know people after 2 months, they will say, finally, I was able to get your contact detail. I've been struggling from almost like 3, 4 weeks, sometimes even a month. And then they'll say, okay, but I spoke to this guy, and I'm like, okay, that guy was from IG. At least you could have told them, right, that this is something that looks like an SSO issue. You can check with the SSO team. You can reach out to Ravi. So this kind of is applicable to everyone, not just fresher. Rahul, does that answer?
Yes, Ravi, that I mean completely explains.
Fine. So next question from the members. Hello, Sudhir sir. Good evening. Hi, Khalid. Any questions? I can take up another. Yeah.
Um, maybe Ravi, you
Mm.
mentioned about in the IAM YouTube community where you said these are the basic videos are there. Can you
Mhm.
just maybe you can put it in the chat?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is the Zero to Hero series that I have, right? On the Why Not IAM. Let me just put it here. This was recorded, I think, somewhere when last 2024, about sometime in
Okay,
Jan.
Zero to Hero series. Okay,
Yeah,
got
Zero to
it,
Hero. I'll
got it,
just
got
put it
it.
here on the
Yeah,
chat
yeah.
for everyone. So, because a lot of people have commented me after watching this that they were even able to kind of clear their interviews. People who knew, but then they lacked a lot of things. I mean, multiple comments have already come to me
Mm,
that they have like no idea about IM, and this has given them every idea, right? Now, what whole IM is all about, because it was always a gray area. And then there is another video on the roles and responsibilities, another video on different path that you can take. Let's say you have different domains, right? What will take you what, and what roles are available. So like that, there are 2, 3 series already available, which will cover your basics, give you an idea what tool you should choose, and then also how you can excel in that tool. After that, there are training companies, you have organizations, you can ask them to provide you the training. After that, it's up to you to then just simply follow the training path, and then you'll be sorted.
mm.
Yes, Ravi,
So
those are very useful. And normally, what happens if someone has any particular query, they go and ask for that, but they don't get the complete overview. I think if someone follows this, they will get the whole, they will get much clarity.
Any other questions? Okay, I will then move on to where is the let me move on to the audience question and quickly stop. So now going on here. eh, So let's do one thing. I mean, if you all are on your phone, just vote. Go to Slido. I'll just put this on the chat and look at the questions. Just vote any three question. I mean, sorry, vote your top question based on the. You simply have to go and like the question. Whatever gets the maximum like, I'll answer those three. Okay, on the order. Just go to Slido. Click. I don't think so. You need login and anything. Just go and click on the like. Any question that you like, you can simply go and like. Let me do. And then automatically this will come on the top. Let me know once you're done. Hope you are all able to click on the link, right? Slido link that I put it on the chat. Is it? Let me just give you view as participant. I think people are able. Yeah, please log in, Krishna. I think that's your normal Gmail should be fine. As if you vote, just upvote, and I'll just pick up the questions.
Ravi, after login, it says like you don't have access to the slide and then it goes off.
1 second, okay. Let me just give you a different one. I think it's already there on the chat also. Let me, sorry, on our community, and copy that. You don't need login actually. Just use this. I'll just put this link. I just tried and it does not need any login. Try this link and you can simply upvote.
Yep, now we're able to access it.
Okay, yeah. So anyone who has just joined, I've shared a link on Slido. We already have few questions there. Please go and upvote. Any of the questions, I'll be picking up 3 questions, looking at the time, and any 3 questions, the questions with the highest vote, I'll be picking them up. So please, you can click and upvote. And if you're done, you can just say yes on the chat. Plus 4, 4. Okay, fine. Let me share my screen. Go back to the question. So the first, I think mostly people would have already voted. If not, you can continue. Okay, voting is going on. So the first 3 questions that I see is future of IAM and identity security. Any resource to go through complex use case for better understanding. When it comes to use case for an interview, beside the common use case, what's the use case that can be semi-complex that can win over an interview? Semi-complex. Okay, that I believe the question here is you are just looking for use cases that may not be complex, but something that you can learn and then clear an interview. Okay. So going back to the question number, this question, right? When it comes to use cases, first of all, see, there is nothing like a like a semi use case or semi complex use case. There are multiple use cases. Now, I've said that earlier also. The best way to find a use case is going through the support portal. Okay. I'll just give you a simple example. If let me share my entire screen. I guess you are able to see my entire screen right here. So here, the best way as is always being going to support portal. Let's say Ping or Okta support. Okay. Or any or company that you are working in, any product that you are working in, you'll already have this Okta or Ping or SailPoint or any support portal. Okay. So here you will get documentation community discussions. I'll just try any of the support portal if, in case if they are asking for login. So community discussions. Okay, let's not go here. Mm. So here you have the entire use cases, right? See with error, and then you'll have upvote of who has solved it. Okay, whether it's SAML, we are trying to set up. So when yes, this is, see, there are two ways. One is easiest way is you are going and working in a company where they have multiple use cases. Okay, so we should know that if you are not working and still you want to learn new tools or new use cases on a range where you're able to understand, you'll have to put the effort, right? No one, as I said, the sad part is no one has done a lot of work to put all of this as a YouTube video and all of this, which I mean, definitely I'm trying to do it in my future videos, but that'll take a long time because I don't see many people coming up now. Yes, I see good that I see a lot of people now, at least this year and last year also I saw Ish starting this 30-day series, 10-day series. I see Khalid has done that, and many people across, right, which is really good thing that I see. Many people have started this sharing knowledge with a 10-day series, 20-day series, 50-day series, which is really good, right? That's where we want people to know about IAM and then they would start. But then the moment they know about it, there is still a problem. And now there are companies where you can talk about Ask Me Identity, connecting dots, who are trying to solve that problem. Okay, where they are like, okay, you go them, they'll give you right knowledge, right training, which you would need to further grow. Okay, but even if you don't want to put that effort, or due to some reason you do not have, you have to put effort on researching. And any portal you go, there are multiple issues like this, where there are screenshots which a customer is already facing, right? Although these are some of the old ones, but see here, SAML issues and all. Now here I can go developer home, and you can search with, okay, I'll answer the question later. So here you can say let's say sale point JML issue. So I'm just randomly typing, okay, just to get, see, anyone integrated this is solved. This is the post, these are the high level steps, solution. There was the question, this is the answer. Is this Good enough, guys? Answers, please. Anyone who would have upvoted this question. Are these good enough kind of use cases for you to solve? You to know,
Yes, yes, Ravi.
right? There are many, right? And this is just one thing I'm telling you. Just every day, 15 minutes, spend your time in any developer community, support portal, support forum. Every day, people are putting questions. So many solutions are already there. I mean, let's say 2024, many questions came, many questions got solved. 2023, many questions came, many questions got solved. Pick 20, learn, understand, practice. And this is for people who have no way to learn. They are, let's say, doing something where they are just simply doing support. Learn all of this. Try to see if you can portray it, practice it in your lab, or check how your organizations have solved it. Try to compare. Let's say if this is the problem and this is the how it is solved. See if the same problem came in your organization. If you are already working, category one people who are already working on SailPoint and they are only doing support, and see if this is how they have solved. You can go and check the configuration at least. If you have solved, you know how it is done. And there are so many discussion going on. Even these are available, this is available, documentations are there. So one use case properly are done. Like that, 3 4 months, do 10 15 use cases, put it in your resume. I'm pretty much sure you'll be able to answer and get past and clear good roles also. Okay. Hope that was helpful. Uh, so I would say for these two questions, it is the same thing. Whether complex, you decide out of this what is complex and what is not complex. And it is not that there are categories like this is complex and all. Gradually, as you go more strong with the tool, right, automatically you will start knowing what is complex and what is simple use cases. Fine. So you can upvote any one. So I'll answer this one. Can a fresher get a job in a company with the knowledge of SailPoint? Uh, Not really. If you are going out there in the market and looking for job, okay, because no one currently are looking for fresher with. And even if I'll tell you, even if you know SailPoint, how much you'll know? Everyone starts with just knowing the tool only. This was good back in 5 years ago. Now every company needs, yes, if you say I have done I know SailPoint through training also, you have spent like 2 3 months doing your own research, knowing a lot of questions from the support. Also you know Java and you have done development. I am pretty much sure I'll be happy to kind of place you. But if anyone comes to me saying that, and how I'll be placing you, I'll definitely try to use my network and try to refer you, ensuring the other person that this guy has done enough to prove him or her, and I am there to back. I trust that person, and please ensure you take that person and kind of ensure you put him or her somewhere. That is the backing I can do. But if someone comes to me with a support role, honestly, if that person has themselves not put the effort, right? How can the same person go out there in the market and start? Or even if I refer them, they'll put the effort. There is no guarantee, right? If you cannot put effort on yourself, the company will not be able to put effort and say, okay, do this, do that. Okay, so this is the two difference. As a fresher, yes, provided the fresher has shown enough capability. I know people who have spent 3 4 months and has really good knowledge of the tools, let's say Ping or Entra, and they will come and tell me, I know this, and I'll be very impressed. Like in 6 months, just with the help of whatever is available in the market, they know better than people who have 2 3 years experience. And I have tried to given them opportunity. I mean, I have given them opportunity. They are currently working really well. I mean, they are at a really good place now because those folks only need the right guidance and right entry. After that, they know how to take their career forward. But people who do not even want to do to put a little bit effort, right? Just little bit effort, and they feel that that is going currently. It is not me that I am saying that I'll not be the one who will not give the opportunity. I'm no one to decide, but organizations will not accept that. Yes, somewhere a little bit of nudge and telling someone that hey, please take this person is needed, but provided I or someone who's referring should have confidence. Okay, so any follow-up question in this one, or anyone who wants to add? All the other senior folks, Ritesh, Santa, Rahul, do you guys want to add ish your perspective? Sudhir sir,
I
I know you are also here.
I
Yeah.
think Ravi, there's always a change of skill set needed to
Mhm.
go forward. I mean, can't be in one role forever, right?
Yeah,
A bit of changes here and there, uh, trying working on different tasks to help you to move forward.
But
absolutely.
another one, Ravi, maybe knowing one product alone is not going to help, because in an organization there will be a lot of integration with one. It's a Active Directory, which you told, and in case of any application which are deployed in cloud, how the sync up happening uh, between one system to another system, maybe
Hmm.
the JML, how the communication happens, and how the triggers. Yeah, so these are the things. I think you spoke about the different use cases, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that is what is going to differentiate from the rest of the uh, team.
absolutely. Thank you, Santha.
Yeah, yeah.
Really valuable points. Anyone who wants to add their perspective? Okay. So before moving to the last question, I just want to summarize. Anyone as a fresher, if they want to enter, please ensure you're spending at least 3 to 6 months in that tool, right? At least let's say 4 months, also 4 to 5 months is needed currently, right? Even if you want anyone to refer, if that's me, I would really need to see that commitment. Whatever is available, if I'm telling you, okay, here is the license file, um, go and learn yourself. I would really need that person would have put or would have kind of left no stone unturned with whatever resources available. But on the other side, if you simply say that, okay, I know these few things and I start asking questions, you are blank, please do not expect that. Um, as a fresher, you will be given an opportunity, not by me, anyone. Everyone are looking for folks who are able to push themselves, at least in the beginning. Yes, you do not have a company to prove or an experience in a company to say you have worked. There are people who are willing to help. I'll be the first one, provided you show the commitment. Okay. And there are intern opportunities. There are a lot of companies coming up with intern opportunities. So over there also, again, the see if anyone is looking for a job, many people are already looking, right? So if there are position, hundreds of people are already there to add to apply. So what niche do you have over there? That is something that would make you stand out. Okay, so last question. Any what is the future of IAM in identity security? So when we talk about IAM, what I just talked about was the basic every company will use and every company will move forward with. But as I said, moving into cloud, moving into um, kind of less of development, low code, no code with DaVinci and with Okta workflows. The future definitely looks where people would be needed who have identity skills, but at the same time, security merged together. Because nowadays, hackers are there who have outsmarted us, right? As professionals, we do not have the aim of going and simply barging and breaking systems. We do not do that. We do not have the intention. But the hackers go with only that intention. So for them, if they need to break, they need to upskill, learn, break, try like that. But for us, definitely we are not alone to solve this. We have products who help us there, right? But again, even if I give you a sword and not teach you how to kind of use a sword, it's useless. So with the tool, you definitely have a lot of responsibility. And IAM definitely is moving towards more of fixing the security problem, not just the user lifecycle management, automation, AI. That's fine, fancy stuff. Organizations will need fine, but everyone should be aware that an organization's reputational organization's growth, everything is dependent on that one breach. Everything is important. User experience is important. Compliance is important. But at the same time, if IAM has been used simply to focus on compliance and user experience and not to fix the security, that organization is in the wrong direction. The first thing is they should start with definitely keep security at the topmost, right? Now, from a security, you have ITDR, which is the threat detection and response system that is now being clubbed with identity. Then you have AIML, where you have user behavior analytics. You have ping protect, ping risk. Microsoft also has conditional access. Okta also has all of this system. Okay, again, the identity system. So that is where, even if you know SailPoint and all, try to know the security side, how access management tools like Okta, Ping, Entra, all of them are solving the identity security issues. Okay, we do have products like, I'll just uh, show you a product, right, where Symmetry. They have, let's say, I think they are currently, they have this CISO dashboard, right? And they have something around ITDR, Symmetry ITDR. Okay, so you see where are the resources. I think they are yet to come up on that, but you definitely have. Say adaptive authentication. Companies are moving towards passwordless. Okay, customer identity and workforce. Somewhere definitely they have this entire. So this company, along with the other companies also, right, is are trying to move towards your. So here, if you see all the threats, right? If you see login attempts, this is what the CISO would see in their organization. User authentication stats, anomalies, okay, top risk, privilege users, risks to be mitigated. This is how identity should be seen currently. Just seeing identity as a tool to perform authentication and so on and so forth is definitely uh, not the future, right? We have already solved a lot of use cases around it. Now it is about to upskill. Now, how do you upskill yourself in security? Maybe just do a CH course, just a basic CH course, ethical hacking, and just know OWASP's top 10 security threats, API security, and start from there. Or authentication security, let's say top 10 authentication security risks. Simple ways. Top 10. It's a broken authentication, brute force, credential stuffing, poor session management, then MFA bombing, MFA fatigue, right? There are many. See, identification, authentication failures, top 10 of them. It is high time that we start using our IAM knowledge and clubbing them with these securities, right? SQL injection. And how do you go about? Identify five, six of them: brute force, DDoS, MFA fatigue, those kind of thing, right? And then see how you will be able to use your, let's say, Okta or Ping and create policies around it. That is where the future is moving. Okay, future is more trying to merge these two things. Identity and security are not two different things. They are together now. Anyone, and knowing this will help you for the next 10 years, I'm telling you. Everywhere, whether it is hyper building, um, kind of a passwordless world. Why? Again, why, what, how? Why are they trying to build a passwordless world and trying to promote moving into passwordless or using passkeys or stronger MFA, those kind of things. Why do we need all this stronger MFA? Because there are so many gaps in the way we are using MFA, using SMS, OTP. There are so many vulnerabilities on that already. So now it is not about compliance user. It is a security problem that you are trying to solve with each and every product that you're building. Why do we need user behavior analytics? Right? You have ping risk and protect and to identify the fraud signals and trying to invoke MFA when required. And why are we doing that? It all started with security. Then you're trying to solve security problem. Okay. So that is currently the future. Now, definitely there are multiple features in different direction already. If you talk about SailPoint, they have a different future, right? Maybe they'll go to cloud and those things are fine. But long term, what is going to help you survive in this identity industry and get good roles and good positions and help protect your organization is to combine identity and security together. And don't just jump into just simply learning security now. Start with small, understand what is brute force, understand how DDoS is happening. What are some of the predictors there? If you know the predictors, you know how to know them, detect them, right? And then you'll start thinking about ways to respond to them. Detection, prevention, and you respond to them. And if suddenly something happens, you'll already have a plan to recover. Okay, that is how you can start inculcating security in IAM or identity. So with that, I will end the session here, uh, unless anyone wants to make any closing note. But again, thank you very much for everyone for joining in Sunday evening. I know it's quite late for a lot of people in India. I really want to thank you for supporting me for all the initiatives that I'm doing. So we'll definitely have another, maybe in next month, another Ask Me Anything. But I hope this one, the first one, I just wanted to try it out and see how it works, was helpful. Do share it with your friends when I'm putting this on YouTube. I really need that support, at least on the YouTube and various channel. And the simple purpose, right? The purpose is to spread identity. I mean, this is the only thing that I know I've done and I'll be doing in the future. Okay. So I just want to kind of put all the knowledge that I have through multiple resources that I'm getting. Thank you. Anyone who wants to have any closing note? Yes.
Thanks, Ravi. Thanks for the valuable session.
Yeah. Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you, Ravi. It was a great session.
Thank you, Ishth.
Ravi, on these kind of sessions, are we posting it in the LinkedIn as well, just for?
Like the sessions are going to happen, something like this?
Yeah.
Yes, I've done that yesterday.
Okay. No,
Fine.
maybe I would have not seen it. In case, I'll at least I will check it out, because since I see it in the WhatsApp group, so I leave it there. I don't go beyond outside. But
Okay.
if it is available, I can add to a few others as well.
Yeah, so I also reposted it from my profile and it was there on the Why Not IAM community page. So over there I had posted last night.
Okay.
Okay. So with that we can wrap up. Thank you very much everyone. Have a great week ahead. And I look forward to again connecting next week with some sessions that Rahul and Kishore and my team are managing. Good night. Take care.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Ravi.